If you're in e-commerce, you've probably seen all those gurus posting crazy revenue screenshots left and right, but you might be asking yourself, what products are they actually selling and how much money they're actually taking home? So in this video, I'm gonna show you how my brand made more than $1.1 million in profit, not revenue, profit, in just over 3 years, so you can do exactly that. I'm gonna lift the curtains and I'm gonna show you exactly how we're running the ads, all the front-end marketing, the back-end marketing, the team structure, all those things, so make sure you stick until the end. So let's dive deep into this video. I'm making this video not because I want to say with some bullshit case study towards the end, but I want to be completely transparent and show you all the ins and outs of running $1 million profit brand. The only thing that I cannot show you is the product itself, because I cannot bother sending DMCAs all day long, or a future investor declined to buy the business because it was featured in a YouTube video like this one. But I will show you all the rest and I'll get all the gold nuggets, okay? I promise you that. So we're gonna break down how we started the business itself, how we're exactly running our ads, what our social media strategy is, the store itself, how we build it, what team we're using, what funnel exactly we're using, the offer, all those things. I'm gonna run you through the numbers, all the profit numbers and what our expenses are and so on. The sourcing at the back end, how we're managing a very good Trustpilot score, how we're managing the SMS and retention strategy. And I'm gonna also show you how the team is structured so that the whole thing runs together, okay? Let me take you back to 2020 when I was 18 years old and I had no idea what to do with my life. This is a photo that we took before we actually started creating a brand. So our store was actually made in less than a day. I remember sitting one morning and pretty much making the whole store. First month we did 1.5K in loss. So we actually lost money in the testing phase. We also had a DMCA. Our ROAS on Facebook was like 1.5. And our first order was actually a chargeback. And we almost stopped running the business because of that. But we actually ended up revamping things. One offer change got us to 6 ROAS on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And we pretty much scaled pretty well from there. But the issues did not stop there. We had a big PayPal ban that pretty much held like more than 15K from us, which is kind of our profit up until this point. And we also had more than 10 days of unfulfilled orders right before Christmas. And this is like a very Christmas gift product. So we got a lot of fuck-ups, but once we cleared all this, the store made more than 1 million in sales in 6 months after this. So how did we take it from 1 million in revenue to more than 1 million in profit? I'm going to show you exactly right now. So let's dive first deep into that strategy itself. So first of all, I want to point out that we're primarily running Facebook ads. I'm not running any TikTok ads on the store, mainly because the store is a high ticket store, so the product is very, very expensive. And we tried TikTok once, like in Q4, and it didn't actually perform really well. People want to buy cheaper stuff there. The offer was not probably compelling enough. I don't know, but it just didn't work. So all the stuff that I'm going to present is pretty much for Facebook. You can adapt it to your marketing strategy. For my funnel strategy, I won't pretty much explain what type of campaigns or something we're doing or what type of targeting we're using, because let's be honest, like everything on Facebook right now is pretty much content. So the content that you use determines your targeting, right? So for top of the funnel creators, we use long form UGC creators and also info ad creators. Those still work well. Think of like the traditional dropshipping videos. And also UGC mashup creators, so it's pretty much combining both types. We also use a lot of GIFs, and I had like one of the video when I mentioned that one creator pretty much made more than 500K in revenue, and some static images as well. For the middle of the funnel, we have unboxing videos from influencers, we have reviews, we have the code ads that we're running here with slightly different copy. And for the bottom of the funnel, we have a reviews carousel, so we pretty much take all of your reviews, put them in a carousel format, with a very short copy, and we have a discount in the bottom of the funnel, as well as emergency copy that the discount is ending soon. So that's pretty much how we're running our evergreen funnel. And to show you some results, we had like over 4.3x new customer ROAS on this funnel. Tracking platform that we use is WeTrack.io. I know that a lot of people are using Triple Whale. We actually had better results with WeTrack for some reason. The reporting percentage was much higher, and obviously the tool is cheaper, so I can 100% vouch for these guys. As for the Google Ads, we're using brand search campaigns, product keyword search campaigns, niche keyword search campaigns, so primarily search campaigns. Shopping was not that crazy for a long period of time, and obviously we're also scaling with Performance Max because those types of campaigns are very, very scalable. Honestly, for full transparency, I'm not the biggest Google Ads guy. There's much more knowledgeable people out there who can share much more valuable information, because I have a media buyer for Google Ads. But that's it, pretty much the overview of how our campaigns are structured. As for the social media manager, we have a specific person that is actually passionate in the niche and researches memes and all that stuff. So we kind of run our social media pages kind of like a community. We're not just posting like some random informative images. We're trying to keep people engaged, so we have a Facebook community page. Why I'm saying it's a community page is because we're posting primarily memes, and our customer support manager is talking with people like very actively. And we also have an Instagram page, again with a lot of memes. And we also do a little bit of TikTok organic. Honestly, it's not a sales channel for us. It's mostly just for omni-channel presence. For some reason, we couldn't make it work. I tried with a lot of different strategies. But even though the product is very good for TikTok organic, it's not a sales channel. It's just a social media presence channel. And what we're showing in terms of content in those pages is have product and offer announcements. So for example, when we have a product improvement or we're introducing new variants and stuff like that, we make a huge announcement there. We might give a discount or something to incentivize people to buy to this channel, but it's very inconsistent, but it just adds additional revenue when we have a new product. All of our revenue is actually coming from this funnel right here, Facebook ads direct response funnel that we have, that is bringing in this juicy ROAS. To be completely transparent, our average ROAS on the whole funnel is around 2.5x. So that pretty much leads to around 15% net margin for the whole store. But I'm gonna get to that in a few minutes. And as I said, for the social media pages, one of the most important things is not just having product and offer announcements and posting random memes. It's also to exchange with content creators. And whenever you run a brand, you can build up very good social media pages, so that actually when you approach content creators, they take you seriously, because otherwise they wouldn't really consider you. And the response rate that we have with a Instagram page, for example, that we have over 16,000 followers in, is quite high. And we got to work with some of the best content creators in the niche that we're operating in. So let's now move on to the store and the product itself. As you can see, it's done more than $7.6 million in sales. It's a very seasonal store because it's a giftable product. It's a niche with very unpredictable demand. So you can see how we had periods with like very big serious numbers, and then we had like slowdown periods, and it's going up and down and up and down. And some of you guys might criticize me for not being a good marketer, but what I can tell you is you cannot force your market to work. It's just that we have periods where we have crazy good demand and other periods where it's completely dead, and whatever we do, whatever ads, whatever offers we test, it just simply doesn't work. So we kind of optimize for pretty much preparation in those low periods, so that when it comes time to execute properly, we are well prepared and we can do those very good 400K, 450K in some seasons revenue numbers. The conversion rate in our store is not very high. We actually had a period where we had an external checkout, so it's actually around 1%. But to give you an idea, for a $200 AOV product, that's pretty decent. And the returning customer rate has been low throughout the most part. As you can see, in the last few months, we really ramped up the email marketing side of things. So it's actually like for the past year, it's around 10 to 15% in the best months. Now, again, expensive product. It's not a consumable. People don't need it again and again, aside from just buying it for friends as a gift. But still, people are buying it again. So good amount of revenue is coming from email as well. I'm going to share some results in a second when it comes to time for the backend part. But when we launched the product, we didn't have any fancy store. We had only one product, only one offer, and we pretty much had more than 3 ROAS running this. Obviously, the profit was not the best because we didn't optimize the backend yet, but it really gave us all the confidence that this product can work. So that's why we optimized things a little bit, and we scaled with one product plus upsells. Pretty much got us from $200 AOV to $220. We had periods with like $250 AOV, and we also upgraded our offer. So the standard offer was like 40% off, and then we switched to buy one get one free, which took our AOV from $180 to $200, and our conversion rate from 0.8 conversion rate to like 1.2, which pretty much doubled our business in just over 2 days. We're not running any advertorials. It's a fan-based product. It's not solving a problem. So we just have a modified Shopify product page layout. And the theme that I'm using is Motion. I absolutely love it. I would also recommend checking out Shrine. That's like the hottest theme in Shopify right now. And also I've had very, very good results with the Impact theme as well. The apps that we're using is primarily these ones. Obviously, we have a ton of other apps that are helping with the backend and operations, but these are the most important revenue driving apps that we have. We have FreeWap, which is shoppable videos and reels. This is pretty much like a library of reels you have below your Shop Now buttons that pretty much show reels featuring your products. So you can pretty much link reels and TikToks from your influencers that feature your product. Can be unboxings, can be reviews from customers as well that are posted to your brand page. And this pretty much helps with conversion rate, social proof and trust from customers and conversion rates. The next thing that we have is Monster Card upsell and free gifts. That's pretty much the best in-card upsell app I've ever used, and definitely helps with AOV, with the checkbox upsells, with the gamified, progress bar, and all those things. It's got all those crazy features. Obviously, I wouldn't suggest you overdo it because you might turn off your customers and make your store look a little bit unprofessional and unserious. And the last thing is Social Snowball. We've actually had more than, I think, $20,000 for the past month generated through affiliates. So that really, really helps with working with existing customers and also with content creators to track their affiliate commissions and pay them out very, very easily, because we are actually using affiliates in a very, very strong manner. So our funnel is the following. We have a very, very simple front end. We have one very, very strong offer, which is the buy one, get one free offer. We don't have any additional products on the product page. We only have the ReWap with shoppable reels, which incentivize people to buy further. We don't have a discount on this. In the cart page, we don't have any additional upsells. We tested different upsells. As I said, this app is pretty good. But for the current setup, we only have the front end offer due to have a lifting until people convert and reduce the conversion friction to the minimum. Obviously, we had to test a lot of different variants to come to this conclusion. So for you, having a lot more upsells on the front end might be the better option. So you gotta, see for yourself. And on the checkout page, we have upsells for services. So pretty much we have upgraded shipping and upgraded warranty. So this thing is like $5, and this is like $12. And you can imagine like how many people are actually getting the warranty, just because it's an expensive product. And like if you have to pay like $10 additional for extended warranty for a product that's $200, a lot of people are actually getting this. And the magic happens here on the post-purchase stage, where we're upselling the shit out of people. So we have the same product upsells on 2 stages. So we have the same offer, which is a buy one get one free. So people can buy another 2 products with a very good discount. And we also upsell different accessories that are compatible with the product, and different services such as lifetime warranty. And for us specifically, it's 100% profit, because if we have any order issues, we get a refund from the factory. So we're pretty much insured. So that's pretty much how the store is looking. As I said, it's not a problem solving product. Don't listen to those gurus who tell you that your winning product should necessarily be a problem solving product. We did all those numbers with a niche product that is a community based product that has nothing problem solving involved in it, unless you are a crazy marketer and think of some crazy angle. But yeah, it's possible. So let's now move on to the cash flow side of things, which is kind of my favorite, because I love flexing numbers, because I'm a scam guru. But yeah, we had a lot of crazy periods where we could scale up very, very quickly. We had like multiple 40K days. We hit one 50K day, I believe, or 2. We had weeks where we scaled to more than 100K. Last Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we did over 100K in total revenue. And that's for Black Friday, Cyber Monday last year, where we hit 38K and over 8K in profit on a very healthy 2.9 blended ROAS, even though we had a $2 cost per click. And as I already showed you, the net profit of the store is more than $1.1 million. So right now I want to show you what our expenses were in doing all those things. As you can see, the sales are around 7.7 million. It's actually a little bit less because it's not adjusted for some of the refunds. And then the marketing is like 2.8 million. I've personally spent like 2.2 million on ads in one ad account. And then we had like agency ad accounts as backups and a few other things. But Our biggest expense is actually the cost of goods. My biggest regret for this store specifically is exactly this number. So it's the gross margin that we had on the store. And why I say that I'm regretting that I didn't optimize it well, it's because once you get a lot of eyeballs, especially for a niche brand, you cannot switch up your pricing a lot, right? So we tried to negotiate prices down with the supplier, and we actually had like a huge saving because we were initially at 50%. Right now we're at around 60%. So you can see the average is like 54. But right now we're operating at 60. Ideally, I want it to be at least 65 to 70%. And that goes both ways, right? So you can increase the price, you can decrease the cost. Try to increase the price with the same offer, with bundles, all sorts of different offers, split tests, but honestly it didn't work because people were seeing us as the good deal brand in the space. And I've had like more than 100 million impressions in the space already. There's not a person in this niche who probably hasn't seen our ads. So there's pretty much no option for you to be flexible with your pricing anymore. As I said, that's the biggest problem with the business. So that's why we're having not the greatest net profit margin. So let's get back to the graph that I have right here. As for payment processing, we were using PayPal and Stripe before. Pretty much PayPal completely blocked us. As I said in the beginning, we had a huge 15K reserve on the account and got completely closed. We had to wait 6 months to get it back. All this bullshit stuff, the drill, And then on Stripe, we processed quite a lot of money without actually a lot of issues. Recently, we switched to Reach, which is like a merchant of record platform, and they offer both PayPal and Checkout.com. But let me tell you a story. We actually had both enabled, and 80% of the orders were coming through PayPal specifically. At one point, as I said, PayPal disabled the store, so we were left without a payment processor, and I had two options to either scale down the store completely and wait until we can resolve the issue. As I said, the account got completely fucked, so that was not an option at the end of the day. And I pretty much just disabled the payment processor and hoped for the best, and I could lose a whole bunch of money. But what ended up happening is the store pretty much re-optimized for credit card only, and we scaled an issue through Stripe. But Stripe also started giving us some issues. They had a period where they had around 80K from us when we were switching companies, and they were a pain in the ass at some point because they were also reserving some money. So I've mentioned payment processing in another video, but these guys pretty much saved everything for us because they could enable PayPal on the store, and they also work with Checkout.com to have credit card payments on the store. And actually, our authorization rates are very, very high right now because before we used a foreign company, and even though you have Stripe on your store, it still recognizes the merchant as a foreign company, and we had like $250,000 or $220,000 as failed payments, and now the authorization rates are much, much, much higher. As for a banking setup, I'm using AirWallex as like the traditional deposit bank account for the money to come from Reach. A part of the money that we save in AirWallex is going to this fintech banking app called Uni. It's because they have very, very good cashbacks on ad spend. Why I'm doing that and I'm not using like a fancy credit card like most of the Amex guys, I don't have access to it because I have a foreign company set up. I have a Bulgarian company where we pay only 10% corporate income tax and 5% dividend tax. So that's pretty low because it's like 14 and a half combined. So I wish I could get those juicy rewards from Amex Gold and all those crazy credit cards that are offered in the US. But for now, it's not an option. As for a personal bank account, I'm just paying out my dividends to Wise because it's very, very, very cheap, especially when you're paying out a whole bunch of money. It can get very expensive in terms of conversion fees and transaction fees and all those things. So I'm just using Wise to keep my money. I'm also getting a little bit of interest on those, but I usually just invest the money almost right away. But yeah, to move on to the backend. Now, we have very, very good Trustpilot score on our brand, and it's because of two things. We have very, very good product quality, amazing product quality. And the second thing is we have very good customer support in place. So it's not easy to achieve all of this. I'm going to be completely transparent. I never bought Trustpilot reviews for my brand, and I'll never do so because I don't even need to. Okay, customer support is handled through Zendesk. We have a customer support manager and one VA that is handling everything. I'm going to show this in the team graph in a second, but that's pretty much it. Most of the customer support tickets are coming through email. We also have a live chat option. We don't have currently a phone line available. But if you're selling high ticket, you can have that as well. Just keep it simple. Make sure everything is handled through email or is redirected to email, and you'll be good. So to launch the product, we actually had China-based fulfillment. We had 2 week shipping, very standard. We had around 50% gross margin. Okay, that was pretty bad. Even though we had like crazy ROAS, like 5x ROAS at scale, that was not sufficient to keep us at 30+% net profit margin. So we worked with a fulfillment company. So we actually had an agent reach out to us that is specifically working with sourcing our type of product for our niche. We got very good terms. We have USA fulfillment with them, but we're still paying based on a drop shipping basis, and we have a 3-day shipping time. And again, we don't have to do any inventory management ourselves, any forecasting, all that stuff. Everything is handled through the agents that we have, and they have pretty much everything in China. Everything is produced in China, right? So it's then sent to the US. From the US, it's US orders get 3-day shipping, and for international orders such as Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand, and all those other countries, we're still shipping from China, but it's like a 7-day shipping, and it's very fast. So that's for the back end and operation side of things. I want to touch on more about our retention strategy. And as I said, we have a high ticket product that is not consumable, so it's pretty hard to have a very high returning customer rate. So in the beginning, we pretty much used an agency to do the initial setup, to do the initial flows. The abandoned cart, the welcome flow, the win back, all those things. We pretty much used that for the first 6 months. Then we got our brand manager that pretty much took over it. So we currently have an in-house team, but it's actually like just a few from our employees that manage everything, because there's not actually that much work to do. And to give you some results from the total revenue, which is like 1.2 million for last Q4, around 200K came from email. And actually the Shopify data says that we had between 10 to 15% retention per month for the past Q4, which is not really bad considering that it's not a product with high retention. As I said, we use Klaviyo for the email marketing and SMS Bump for the SMS marketing, and specifically for the abandoned cart sequence. And as you can see, like the campaigns made around 40K. The flows, which is pretty much the automatic money-making machine, is responsible for around 160K. So it's quite passive, but as I said, a good amount of revenue came through it, and those are all primarily people that we already acquired that pretty much bought the product as a gift. And if you think about it, with the gross margin, are actually doubling our profit just by having very good email marketing strategy. So let's get into the interesting part, which is how the team is actually structured and is actually running the whole thing. So we are 2 founders. I'm Blago, obviously the face of this YouTube channel, and we have Victor. As I said in another video, I'm not actively running the brand anymore, so it's mostly Victor that is in the founding, like the active management of the founding team. Now we have a management team and operations system. So we as founders speak to the management team on a frequent basis, and we oversee how the operations are done. That doesn't mean that we completely stepped out of the operation. That's not my point. But we pretty much leave the most responsibility to our brand manager and to our customer support manager, and we step in with whatever is needed on the content side of things. So for example, more on the front-end marketing side of things, and I run the Facebook ads. I do the media buying myself because it only takes me like 15 to 30 minutes every single day, and it keeps me in very good understanding of what's going on with the brand. And Victor is actively working with the suppliers, with the invoicing, with the supply chain, all those things, and also speaks more to the customer support to make sure that we are getting even better results on Trustpilot. Customer support is handled properly and everything is running smoothly. So the brand manager is our key employee here, and what she does is she manages the following people. We have the content team, which is the social media marketing assistant. I already explained what he does. He pretty much posts everything everything we have in terms of like memes and community-based stuff on our social media channels. We have over 10 creators that are working as freelancers for us that are making making content, they're doing unboxing videos, posting those videos on their social media channels, and they're also getting a commission. So she manages all of that and gives them briefs for content that we need specifically for ads. That being said, we also have a freelance video editor that takes this content and puts it into very good ads. And we also have a graphic designer that helps with some of the sortings. And also we are running quite a lot of image ads and GIF format ads. So we have a graphic designer as well. We don't use it as often as the video editor, but static images actually make up for a lot of our revenue. So the brand manager manages all those people and does also the following things. And those are all activities that we don't have like that much volume of work in, so that we don't need to hire an external person. For example, that's the store editing. We don't run a lot of products. It's like a one product store with complementary products in it. So she does the store editing whenever we need a new page, whenever you need to have a new layout or a new offer that we're testing or something specifically for a specific campaign. She also creates the email flows and the campaigns and manages all the files that's for the content that we use for ads, as well as the content that we need for the store. Again, those are all activities that require quite little time, and we don't want to overwhelm our managers with that, because otherwise we would need a freelancer. So the customer support manager manages everything that is related to the sourcing and customers. He does customer service, so it's like higher level activities in customer support management. He does Trustpilot management. As you saw, we have like 4.3 stars reviews, so it's like an active improvement thing. He also responds to all the disputes and chargebacks, because it's, again, high-tech store. Every single order that we have as a dispute is actually hurting a lot of our profit. So we make sure to manage every dispute and every chargeback properly and take additional time for it. And then he also manages the customer support assistant. She's pretty much in the day-to-day stuff, answering all the emails and providing the live chat option that we have on the store. And the customer support manager is also coordinating how we are sourcing the products, whether there are any order issues, whether there's damage with the products. We also have a separate chat on WhatsApp for content creators and getting the products to them as fast as possible. And we also have a general chat in which both me and Victor are active. So it's pretty much the whole management team in this chat, making sure that everything is getting handled correctly from the sourcing side of things. Because what I've seen with, especially with Chinese suppliers, is yes, you can have a great relationship with them over the long run. They won't like fuck you up in a way, but you gotta manage them pretty well, because in the end of the day, everything is all about making more money. And they can, for example, fuck you over with a invoice that is overcharging you or something else, or have like a lot of order issues without you noticing it. Especially when you're doing a lot of volume, it's so easy to slip through those things that actually there are things that you should always keep a very close eye at. And your sourcing partners and your agents, obviously you're not in China, you cannot directly manage them, so you need to be actively communicating or at least overseeing all these processes. As for team management, we are using primarily Slack. We have channels for customer support, for social media management, for media buying. We have a separate private channel with our management team. So it's pretty simple, and it's actually very flexible. So whenever we see that we're talking about a specific topic a lot, we just open a separate channel and that's it. Task management is done through Asana. I am personally not the biggest fan, but I also don't have to do that many day-to-day things that also like a lot of other people are, dependent on. So it's pretty much for the day-to-day task for the management team and the freelancers that we're working with. And as I said, with the suppliers, we're primarily talking on WhatsApp. And as a personal, task management tool, I use Microsoft To Do. I used to have a lot of to-do lists on in different notebooks, so that I can write them off and feel the dopamine rush of actually achieving my task. But with Microsoft To Do, I can log in from every single device. I can cross my to-dos whenever I want. For example, when I stop recording this video, and it's very convenient. And there's also like a lot more functions than just a simple notebook. I really recommend the app. It's very simple to use. And as I said, I always try to make things as simple as possible And I hope that this video was also very simple as possible. And honestly, like taking a brand to 1 million in profit and like achieving multiple 7 figures, it's not actually that crazy. You can see that we have only 4 core people in the team that are responsible for all the growth. Personally, I haven't been working more than 3 to 4 hours per day for the past 2 years on average for the brand. I actually had college stuff to do, so I was spending even more time doing my college things instead of running the business. And I know it sounds stupid, but I just wanted to finish it. So it really forced me to have a lot more leverage in my business, and really like how we built out everything because it's really automated. Now, if you want to take it to 8 figures, I'm not really sure if it's possible to do 8 figures per year with this product. That's one of the reasons why I decided to like step out of the brand, but we might have to be a lot more involved. But honestly, I really like the size of it, and what's possible with just a lean team and the right people to do more $1 million in profit. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I did my best to make it as simple as possible. If you liked it, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Again, I'm not pitching any of my services. The only thing that I'm selling is an expensive mentorship program for people that are already doing numbers. So if you're an action taker, you already have a store up and running, and you have a good amount of money to pay me to help you, guide you to how to achieve those numbers, make sure to schedule a call down below. But again, not a point of the video. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.